Okay, so now we are in Blogger looking at templates. Your template's going to be the basic look of your blog. There's several different options. Blogger has an ever expanding, oops, went too far, hit the back button here, ever expanding list of templates. Um, and you're going to be able to customize these later, so you don't really need to nitpick too much. I'm going to click this travel template, and there's even more if you search the web. If you were to go and Google Blogger templates, you can find even more, but right now we're going to keep it simple. We'll click this travel template right here. Blog is being created. Now I can start blogging. I don't want to go into a post yet. I want to go back and look at my design and decide what I really want to do with it. Let me show you what we're working with now. This is the beginning. This is what our blog would look like. This is the basic template before we get to mess with anything. As you can see, it's an image on the background. It's a transparent blog plate here at the front, and it's pretty simple. You could go up and start blogging right now, and your post would start here, and your followers would show up here. You have your profile. I already have a profile created. When you create your account, that's when you would go ahead and create your profile. So that's basically really where we're at right now. So we're going to go in here and do some minor tweaks to our template. This is what's live on the blog. It's showing you your other examples of those templates you had the opportunity to choose from at the beginning. But we're going to go ahead and stick with this travel blog here. We got some different looks we could take with it in terms of it's still the same basic template. Two columns, one major column and a right sidebar here. But you can tweak with the basic colors here, and we're going to be able to do more with the colors here in a minute. But I'm really good. I think I'm just going to keep this main look right now, and I think I'm going to make my tweaks is here in the background. What you can do is upload an image for your background here. You see here they have their own stock photo that they provided me, but I don't like that because that has nothing to do with what I'm going to be blogging about. So I want to go in here so I can upload my own graphic. I'm going to go into my desktop and let's see what little nugget I can find. I really like see what photo, see if this one, the thing is here I don't know if this is the right size. As you can see here, it needs to be 18 by 1600. It does fit. Okay, alignment there, tile. So I tiled it horizontally, and that's just because my image isn't very big. If I had a bigger image in there, then it would fill up the whole page like the image that came with the template. If you wanted to have one image instead of having a tile, if you wanted just to have one image as your background, what you would want to do is make sure you size the image that you're going to pick up to these dimensions right here. But right now this is okay with me. This is the picture, I believe, from the bird bowl that our photographer Adriana Dominguez took, and I'm pretty happy with that as a background. So then again, I can go in here and I can start to tweak my colors. This isn't really these colors don't really matter a whole lot in terms of the main look of the blog. As you can see when I'm clicking these, the text colors are changing. But these are just basically going to make the biggest effects when you're using them as your background. Obviously, if you don't want to have purple or if you don't want to have green text or purple text, you want to make sure you go with a more conservative look. Like right here, it's just blues and browns and oranges. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with that. I'm going to go in my layout, and here you can even tweak. I know our template came with just two right sidebar and a main column in the middle, but I can even tweak that even more if I want to go with stick with that, or if I just don't want to have any sidebars. I want to go input three, a main sidebar, two columns down here, one here, one here. And you see this, it says gadgets. I'll go in talking about gadgets later, but right now we're going to just stick with basic layout here. There's a lot of, I'll give you a little explanation, I suppose, about what gadgets are. Gadgets are the tools and applications that you can use and incorporate into your blog. If we want to check out if we want to go check out Digital Native here real quick. Gadgets, for example, are like this, my Twitter running here in the right column, the tag cloud. These are all considered gadgets. So I'm a big fan of including those in a web page. So you definitely, I would recommend going with at least one column, possibly two, either on both sides. So for this one, I'm gonna go with two sidebars on the left, one on the right, my main blog in the middle, and have room for gadgets here at the bottom. And then I'm gonna adjust my footer layout. I just want one column down here at the bottom. See, as before we had three things. A lot of rooms to drop gadgets. I don't think I need that many at the bottom of my blog, so I'm just gonna have one. I can adjust the width of my sidebars. Right now that left one's looking pretty wide, so in the entire blog, I'm going to make the entire blog a little wider so I have some more room. I'm going to make my left sidebar a little smaller. You see this is very user friendly in terms of laying it out. Just slide the bar. I'll make this guy a little bit longer as well. This is all personal preference. I have no idea what would be best. It all comes down to what you like. And then here we go into advanced, and this is where you're going to choose your text colors and your text styles. It's best to go with usually with the web, it's best to go with a sans serif font. So your Arials, your Couriers, your Verandas, Trabuket. Don't really, Times New Roman is better used in print in my opinion. I think it's the general consensus. And Georgia's alright. It's got a little bit of a serif look to it, but it's a little better. But I would try to avoid Times New Roman. I believe mine is set up for Courier, or mine is set up for Veranda, I believe, on Digital Native. Let me take a look. Yeah, that's what it looks like, Veranda. So that's going to be my page text, background. If you tweak this, doesn't really affect it if you have a color on the background. See, my main background is transparent here, but if I wanted that to be orange or something, it would just, that's what would change the color on the back of where your text is going to be. So you need to make sure, if you're going to change this, instead of being transparent like this, you need to make sure that your text is still readable on the blog. This is what color you want your links to be. The link color before is clicked on, when it's hovered on, after it's been visited. I'm going to go to actually choose a more basic looking blue, and then if it's been visited, I want it to be purple, and if someone's hovering over it, I want it to be a lighter blue. Blog title, right now, the blog title comes up here. I'm going to keep it there. Later I can actually change the header into something that I've designed, but right now I'm just going to keep it simple. Digital Natives test blog, tab text. You can create pages eventually, and the pages tabs will show up here. And that will be what the tabs are, but we're pretty good right now. If you wanted to tweak that, though, just move this color and wheel around. But right now we're good. Tab background. This is just a whole bunch of different stuff that you can mess with, and it's gonna show up down here at the bottom as soon as you make it. So just gotta make sure you know what looks aesthetically pleasing. Again, this is the sidebar, so if you want your sidebar to have a color instead of being transparent like it is here right now, you go ahead and do that. If you do know some CSS, you can go ahead and insert it here. CSS, this is pretty much what you're creating here in advance, is your content style sheet, or your cascading style sheet. I'm sorry, that's what CSS stands for. That's basically just the code that goes into a web page that tells the server that your page is being stored on what you want your look. It's to keep your website looking at cohesive. So that's what we're designing right here. We'll apply it to our blog, template applied. We can view our blog right here. It'll show up just like it does in the preview. Nice and simple, and then we can go back to Blogger.